So, what does it mean if you're dreaming about water? If you have a dream where you're in water, around water, this symbol, there's so much to dreams about water. There's so many different forms that water dreams can take. So, this as a dream symbol or a symbol in a reading is can have so many different meanings. So let's get into this a little bit. I found an article on MBG mindfulness that lists 12 common water dreams and their interpretations. So the first thing that I would note about the water, what was happening in your dream? Were you in the water, or were you standing watching the water? Was the water clear, calm, soothing? Was it rushing? Was it muddy water? There's a lot to take note of about the quality of the water in your dream. So in her 12 interpretations, the first one she lists is tidal wave. So she dives right in with the tidal wave. This is an interesting uh, dream symbol. I dreamed about tidal waves for years. I haven't had that dream in a long, long time, but I used to have tidal wave dreams. So what she says about tidal waves, which maybe I'll do a whole separate video on that, but just to touch on it here a little bit, going with the line of thought that water dreams are related to emotions, to dream of a tidal wave will often signify major overwhelm. Tidal waves threaten disaster, pull things out to sea in their wake. So it could be some very emotionally overwhelming situation that is pulling you, threatening to pull you away from your normal peace of mind or even your normal routine. And the second one she lists is drowning. This is also a common water dream. Drowning could signify, could be related to past life. That's interesting. It could also be related to an area of your life where you feel like you are metaphorically drowning. So, sort of similar to the tidal wave. Like phrases that we use, like I'm drowning in work or I'm in over my head. These are your subconscious picks up on these cues of being in too deep. The third water dream she lists on here is rain. If you're dreaming about rain, it is often direct imagery related to your emotions and specifically tears. If you're in the middle of a torrential downpour, for instance, you could be dealing with a lot of grief or sadness. Or let's say you're standing out in the sun and a light shower comes down. This would indicate happy tears, or you're experiencing a full breath of positive emotions. Number 4, muddy water. If you were to dream of muddy or stagnant water, such as a muddy puddle or a murky pond, this is a telltale sign of sadness. Muddy water in dreams usually represents something upsetting or negative that is dirty or otherwise unclean, she explains. It could be related to just that you've been feeling negative lately. And then for clear water, indicates you're feeling emotionally clear and can see things well, and have emotional clarity and ease about a situation in your life. contained water. Dreaming of water that is contained may have to do with how well you're containing your emotions. That's interesting. If you're keeping your emotions bottled up, this can show up in a dream of contained water. One example she gives is a fishbowl. That's really interesting. I don't know if I've ever dreamt about a fishbowl. Leaking water. What does she say about leaking water? Water leaking. This is interesting. So she relates leaking water to that you might be about to start your menstrual cycle. Flood water and would indicate there is some situation in your waking life that is getting increasingly worse and affecting you emotionally more and more each day, like water rising. Fish, if you're dreaming about fish are a very common spiritual and religious symbol. And when fish show up, they are often in water. Fish in dreams can relate to pregnancy or fertility, or fishing for something in your life. Also, she talks about feeling like a fish out of water. So that adding fish to the water dream can be a whole other level of that. And then she talks about other things in water that are in water, like alligators or sharks that can surface. Number 11, traveling across water. Sometimes we dream we are traveling somewhere, and in the case of traveling across water by boat or ship, these dreams often have to do with relationships. That's interesting too. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that, because in that scenario, the boat or the vehicle that you're in tends to represent your emotional self. And then for number 12, she lists breathing underwater. Dreaming of breathing underwater is another common dream theme. According, breathing underwater in a dream is a sign that you may be dealing with something that's very emotionally difficult, but you have a good handle on it and know you will get through it. That's interesting. I have had dreams of breathing underwater. So then in my the Dream Dictionary from A to Z book, I'll read you what it says about water. In dreams, water is a common theme and is associated with the fluid of the womb, and its role in the evolution make it an archetypal symbol in the dreamer's emotional life. Water is also a symbol of the spiritual life force. In most cultures, there are tales of healing waters, and in dreams, as in baptism, to be immersed in water is to be spiritually cleansed. As the governing element of the zodiac sign of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, it is said to endow people born under that sign with feminine qualities of gentleness and changeability. Dreams of entering water suggest refreshment, healing, and beginning something new. Deep water pools and lakes are symbols of the unconscious, or of being out of your depth, while shallow water represents a lack of energy. To dream of drawing water from a tap or well, or to be drinking, is in general a positive and creative sign. However, to spill water suggests setbacks. Flowing water signifies peace and security. To be immersed in water suggests pregnancy and birth or new beginnings. And coming out of water also suggests a fresh start. Fast flowing water suggests lively encounters and fast moving action. Deep, still water suggests hidden depths, while also possibly warning against a person of few words with a hidden agenda. If you see your reflection in water, this suggests the transient nature of life, since the reflection can easily be lost. The imagery may serve as a caution against trusting unworthy friends or projects. If in your dream the water is dirty or muddy, it means your feelings are influenced by outer circumstances, worries, material problems, or values. If, however, the water is clear and sparkling, it symbolizes faith, honesty, hope, and joy. Have you dreamed of boiling water? If you have, this may indicate the need to let off some steam. Is anything welling up that needs your attention? If you are on the water, for example, in a boat, this suggests lack of emotional commitment, while being in the water but not moving suggests fatigue. If you dream of the elements of water and clashing air, such as strong winds creating a stormy sea, the symbolism suggests you might be contemplating human emotion in general, with all its ebb and flow from rage to calm and rage again. Finally, don't forget that dreams featuring water may simply be triggered by raging thirst or a full bladder while you sleep. I was definitely going to mention that. It might be that you need to drink water. I always sort of take that in as a side note as well. So I think of water as creativity often if I see it in a symbol in a reading, but it's very, very dynamic. It can mean so many different things, really depending on the quality of the water and where you were in relationship to the water. So that's it for water as a dream symbol. Stay tuned. There is more to come. You can check out my Patreon. I'm uploading and posting some new things in the free section. And thanks for joining me for water symbol meaning.